A reminder that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you can afford to lose. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. Today is Tuesday, May the 9th. Welcome to QuantBox Daily. So what is QuantBox Daily? QuantBox Daily is this daily YouTube video I upload every single day at about this time, where I go through fundamental and technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is provided by QuantBox. It's your global macroeconomic Quant-in-a-Box. It's a beautiful tool. It gives you a fundamental bias by collating a whole bunch of data, really easy for you because it's not a beautiful dashboard. A 1 week trials is 790. And what this does is it gives you a fundamental bias across pretty much any asset class you're trading. Okay. Like, for example, euro dollar coming through currently as neutral, right? And you can see on the right-hand side, we've got seasonality, we've got some fundamental data, some sentiment, upcoming news, a scanner output summary. It's really, really cool. What we do is we look at these fundamental biases and marry that with technicals to then identify opportunities for trades. Simple, right? Cool. So in the last video, we spoke about a watch list. We were looking at Aussie USD, and we still said like no reason for this to be bearish, but it was at weekly M3. Let's look at Aussie USD over here. It was at weekly M3. We had a monthly R1. We were kind of looking at this and saying, could this go down there? Is it possible? Well, we were looking for it, and we didn't get it. But it doesn't mean we're not out of the woods yet. We might still get an opportunity here, top of the range. We'll look at that in a moment, though. So on our watch list, we said, in order for this to go down and be bearish, we need to see a lower low, lower high over here, right? And we noticed the fact that price was at support, and we said, cool, highly unlikely. But if we get a lower low, lower high, 21 below the 55, that lower high is where you sell. You didn't get it. You didn't sell. Fantastic. Guess what? You didn't pull the trigger to weekly M3 just because it's weekly M3. Price wasn't bearish, and you avoided losing money. Isn't that cool? Tactics, my friends, tactics. The other pair, we'll come back to Aussie USD in terms of are there further opportunities. The other pair was pound CAD, and pound CAD on our crosses over here. Pound CAD, where are you, my friend? Pound CAD coming through with a bias of neutral. This has changed subsequently. We're looking at a bias of buy yesterday, and pound CAD, we were looking and saying, well, at the weekly M2, do we get an opportunity to buy this up? And we were looking for a higher high, higher low, looking for a break above that level, and looking at the lower time frame, we said, okay, if we get a break above this level, and the 21 has crossed above the 55. Notice how price did come up to this level and sat at that support, but your 21.55 had not crossed up. You need that 21.55 to be crossing up, price to make the higher high, come down, make the higher low, and then you'd look at buying that. And of course, right now you can see that didn't happen, so you didn't pull the trigger on that trade. Another trade where you avoided a loss, and not just buying at the weekly M2 because it's the weekly M2. Tactics, so important. So taking a look at our score chart summary, what have we got in the land of bullishness and bearishness? We can see here, here are our bullish pairs, here are our neutral pairs, and here our bearish pairs are. So taking a look at where Aussie USD go. Aussie USD was just over here. So we got Aussie, okay, there, Aussie USD -4. Okay, fantastic. So starting at the top, strong buy Swiss franc, Japanese yen, USD ZAR, and euro yen. Okay, let's take a look at those quickly. So I don't really look at Swiss franc, Japanese yen that often because it's two funding currencies together, but we can take a look at it. So let's just pop our Swiss franc, Japanese yen over here. Let me find it quickly. And you can see it. Give me a chance to find it. Here we go. So pop that over there, over here, and over here. And instantly we can see, let's put this on H1. Instantly we can see we're completely out of position for a buy. I can't do anything with that, right? Totally high, buy low, sell high. If you bought down here, fantastic. Over here, completely out of position. The only way I could buy here is if I was making higher highs and higher lows on lower time frames. Let's just change this over here to weekly pivot. And right now that's not happening. Okay, you can see that price has currently come up. It's consolidating. You've got support left-hand side, fair enough. And that might be an indication to you that that's a good place to buy. If you were going to buy this because you saw this as support over here, you would need to get out of this range. And ideally, you'd like to be in position. We are in position for the daily pivot points. And so you'd be looking at this and saying, give me a higher high, higher low. I don't like the volatility on this. okay? But we can agree that price has broken resistance, has come down to support. My concern is that the bias candle for 8 o'clock closed at the top of the range. You can see that resistance over there. Okay, so I would need to see price at least closing at support to consider a buy at the bottom of this range being support down here. Alternatively, you could wait for a breakout of this range, and that could be an indication for you to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Again, it's the volatility there, not amazing. So what you're doing is you're looking for a higher high, higher low. You're basing this on price being in position at the daily. You're basing this on price being at support over here in the weekly buy zone, and the fact that prices come down for that higher low. But now be aware of the fact you are buying out of position on the monthly pivots. If this is going to continue going up, you're looking for a target over there, which is totally fine. But you're going to need price to make a higher high, higher low out of this range over here. So what we can do, let's put this on our watch list, because there are reasons as to why it looks bullish. Let's get rid of our pound CAD and Aussie USD. Let's put Swiss franc Japanese yen here. Let's put it on the we can go weekly pivot, and we can then just basically put this into, let's get our little range from the H4 time frame, just like that. Okay, and now you know what you're looking for a break out of, and there it is over there. Okay, so looking for a break out of there, higher high, higher low. You can see the 21 is currently above the 55. However, volatility is terrible right now. In terms of what's happened here, you can see that price has come down here. You're looking for a higher high, looking for a higher low. And when price makes that higher low, you're looking to verify down the line, i.e. price is bullish and market's bullish on lower time frames, okay? There's a potential there. And again, the reason why I'm putting this on the watch list is simply because of the fact that it's bullish on the fundamentals. We have got the support over here. And I did say the only condition under which I would potentially buy that, based on the fact that we've got a position over here, is if we get a trend on the lower time frames, i.e. this higher low produces a higher high, and that produces a higher low, and we go up and up and up. So you're looking for that break there. And that, of course, will look the same on an H1 time frame, okay? Right now, very much consolidating. You can see we have definitely got support left-hand side there. So you can see that support over there, okay? But I need to see that there's volatility here. Okay, I've got to see that the price is going to come up higher, high, higher, low, and that's what I'll see on the M15 time frame. So you're looking for that to form. So this, you have to wait for this to form a higher high, wait for price to come back down for a higher low, look for role reversal support, look for your 21 above your 55, and that's when you'll buy. So this will take some time to set up, and make sure that when price closes that support with 21 EMA, to verify down the line that it doesn't look bullish on M15, but it's bearish on the M5 and M1. What does that look like? If it's bearish, you're looking at lower lows and lower highs. Make sure you're buying higher highs and higher lows across your time frames. Okay, cool. So we'll leave that on the watch list. Next up, we've got USD ZAR. Let's take a look at USD ZAR. So USD ZAR coming through. Look at that. I'm not even interested in that. That is completely sideways, completely out of position. And yes, you're riding a 21 EMA. Fantastic. But look at that volatility. You are currently in a buy zone for the week. But I mean, the problem is, like, if this is so bullish, how come price came down to support, failed to make a higher high, came down to support, failed to make a higher high? This high wasn't even higher than that high. And now price is going to break in that support. I don't like this volatility. I'm going to leave it alone. Euro yen. Look at euro yen. You know that right now I'm looking to sell yen pairs because of the potential seasonality. In terms of euro yen right now, you can see price came down to the support. Price has now come up. And on an H4 time frame, looking for this to come back down to support. Okay, we still spoke about this yesterday. Coming down to support, going back up, ultimately looking for some kind of indication to sell this because of seasonality, and that doesn't look like what's happening right now. So if you want to follow the bias on this, the overall bias of euro yen buy, you're looking for support, okay? And ideally, you're looking for that over there. You'd like to see price to come down to support, and then price to come back up to either this resistance over here or that resistance over there. It could be up to one of those. That's just a potential opportunity. I mean, they're over there, top of the range, and of course, top of the range could indicate a potential to sell this for seasonal reasons. Okay, but that could be a potential trade. Not there yet. Have to wait for that to happen. So I will leave this. We could put this on the watch list just because that way we don't forget about it. Okay, but just note that my bias was bearish on yen pairs, but I'm looking at this and saying, well, that isn't the case right now. Can you follow the overall fundamental bias in euro yen? Why not? Let's take euro yen and do that. And put this on weekly and maximize this up. And we're simply saying H4, we're looking for price to come back down to support. And that support is over there. So we're saying and it could be anywhere. It could be like the M2 or over here. You're looking for price to come down to support. You're not at support right now. You got price resting at this support over here. Fair enough, that is support. Okay. You could use that support, I suppose. Price has come up, it's come down. My concern is this green candle. Why, when price came down to support, didn't we actually shoot up? So could be there, and that could be up to there or up to here. Okay, that's the potential trade plan. And ultimately, what you're looking for over here to indicate that it's bullish is higher high, higher low. Okay. So let's have a look and see how that behaves in the coming hours. And you can see there right now, 21 below the 55. This is not bullish currently. You're looking for bullishness. So if this was support, higher high, higher low, verify down the line. If it comes all the way down to the bottom, down there, when it gets down there, higher high, higher low, and then up you go. Okay, cool. Another one for the watch list. Cool. Next up is, okay, we got these guys over here. Dollar yen buy. Let's take a look at dollar yen. Again, I don't have dollar yen on my list over here because it's not a pair I trade very often, two funding currencies, but let's take a look and see. Dollar yen, dollar yen, dollar yen. Okay, cool. So price coming down to that support over here. And what is this resistance that I've highlighted over here? Okay, let's just do that over there. You can see H4 not currently sitting at support. I need to see, in order to buy the support in a green candle, I've got to see higher highs and higher lows on lower time frames. Currently in a buy zone. Okay, there's no doubt about that. And you got that range over there. So if this is going to become bullish, you'll see a higher high, higher low. And in H1, we can just lock this into a range over here. And if price breaks out of that, higher high, higher low, or comes down to the bottom of the range. But ultimately, if price comes down to the bottom of the range, you need a higher high, higher low on a lower time frame. Price breaks out and pulls back and closes at that support. Make sure you get higher highs and higher lows on lower time frames. Sure, we can put this on the watch list as well. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. There's nothing wrong with that. You just don't take the trade. So dollar yen, put this over here, get this on a weekly pivot, and let's do this. H4, put this in a little range, and we're simply saying, do we get a breakout of that higher high, higher low? Let's just draw this out. So we're saying a potential of, and again, this could come all the way down to support as well. So we're saying there. What's actually this? Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. So you got that like that. Okay. And alternatively, you could have something like, let's look and see. Bottom of the range, down to supports. Alternatively, you could have like, it could go up and then down. Does that make sense? So price comes up, comes down to top of the range and goes up. Price comes down here and goes up. Price goes down here to the bottom of the range and goes up. Either way, you're looking for support. Support bottom of the range, support top of the range, support down here. Okay. And of course, you got this over here to worry about when you get up there. If this even works out, wherever price gets to, okay, and wherever price gets to, make sure that you go onto the lower time frames, just verify your 20 months above your 55 price, that a roll reversal, everything's bullish on M15, M5, and M1, and that way you can make sure you're not buying when something's bearish. Okay, indication of bearishness is lower lows, lower highs, 21 below the 55. Simple as that. So potential watch list. We'll see what happens with that. Pound yen. Okay, pound yen. have a look and see. Pound yen. Yeah, you see, we're at support of a monthly pivot point being support over here. Okay, cool. Have I got higher highs and high lows? You can see prices just come straight up, not looking like the rest of them. I've got support down here. This isn't even at a place of support or even in a range of some kind. I would wait for this to form something a bit more substantial. Gold, I'll leave gold alone. Then we got Kiwi CAD for the buy. So Kiwi CAD for the buy. Kiwi CAD. Okay, Kiwi CAD. So you got Kiwi CAD coming off profit-taking zone. Okay, so we can see it's producing some new stuff on my chart. Oh, it's all the way up here. Okay, this has already gone up. Let's get Kiwi CAD. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, let's look at Kiwi CAD over here. Okay, there we go. That's suddenly up. All right, yeah, no, complete out of position for a buy. Can't do anything with that. Leave that alone. CAD yen. Another yen pair. Again, I want to remind you that my goal for yen pairs is to sell them because of seasonality. But if they're not in a position to sell right now, then, you know, can we look at buying them until they are? Looking at this, similar to pound yen, you can see here price shooting up and keeping an eye on this level over here. But right now, not much we can do with that. So let's leave that alone. In terms of bearish pairs, okay, sell CAD Swissy, sell Kiwi Swissy. So CAD Swissy, CAD Swissy for the sell. Not going to sell over there. You can see already broken a whole bunch of resistance levels. That's not fun. That's not technically bearish. Kiwi Swissy. Let's take a look. Kiwi Swissy. Nope, not even at resistance. Broken the resistance at a 55, but this higher low negates that 55, so I'm not going to do anything with that. Then we got Euro Kiwi. Euro Kiwi. All the way down here. Okay. Chart's taking a while to update. Let's give it a second. Let's go weekly pivot. Price all the way down here. You can see the candles haven't drawn yet because there's a delay for some reason. Price all the way down here. And I don't have, I'm not in position for a sell, so I'm leaving that alone. Aussie Swissy for the sell. Okay, you see it broke that resistance. This needs to update again. Okay, cool. You can see it's gone further up. Why MT4 so slow today? Dollar Swissy. I'm not much of a dollar Swissy trader because again, funding currencies, two funding currencies. But let's have a look and see. Dollar Swissy, dollar Swissy, dollar Swissy, and dollar Swissy. Completely out of position over here on a monthly. Where is it now? It's all the way down here. Yes, dollar Swissy for the sell. We're going to try to update. Wonder why it's so slow. Just give it a second. I don't look at these charts very often. That's why. There we go. Dollar Swissy currently breaking resistance left-hand side. I'm not going to trade that. It is bearish, but why did we break this resistance here? That's the concerning thing. No, not a fan of that. You got this 21 EMA that you are riding though. But look at this higher low here on that 4-hour time frame. Price breaks resistance, resistance becomes support. Not a fan of that. Aussie dollar USD. Okay, now we talking Aussie dollar USD. It's interesting. Top of the range, and weekly R1. You can see here, top of the range over there. Nothing wrong with looking for opportunity to sell here. So what you're looking for is lower lows, lower highs. You can see a 21.55 busy crossing at the moment. We don't have price coming down, they're coming back up for a double top, which is interesting. So looking at the 21 EMA over here, let's look at H1 time frame quickly. You can see, look at your H1 and your H121 is above your 55. You're going to need to see price close at roll reversal on the H1 time frame. Some indication of bearishness. So what you're looking for is right now, you can see here your 8 o'clock candle pointing down. You need price to be closing at resistance. And this has come down. So if this was bearish, you should see lower lows and lower highs. You don't see that in H1 currently. You don't see lower lows and lower highs. You can actually see a higher high and a higher low. Even this higher high might be not the higher high because it's top of the range. You can still see price at the 21 EMA, and we should see lower lows and lower highs and lower time frames. And you can see here, price is at this resistance left-hand side. Okay. So what you can do is you can actually just put price inside this range over here. Just be absolutely sure. You can say, cool, give me one more lower low and one more lower high with that. M5. Just give my chart a second to update. Don't know why they're so slow tonight. Really, really interesting. On MT4 side of things. Just give it a moment. It is ticking over. This is changing. So M15 is correct. Let's just have a look and see here. Okay. Give it a second. Something up with the data feed. Strange. There we go. That took a while. So you can see here on M5. Now what's interesting, look how price rides 21 EMA, fails to make a lower low. Price comes up, fails to make a lower low, and price comes up. Now it's making high, now it's breaking 25s. So I would look for some consistent bearishness here. And the problem is that H1 is sitting at that 21 EMA. That's your issue over there. So what you're looking for is an indication that we've stopped making higher highs. Okay, so you want to see price either coming up, closing there, coming up, making a lower high, lower low, lower high. So quite a bit to still set up on this, but we are top of the range, okay, and at the 200. So could be an opportunity to trade here, but I would definitely wait for your H1 to be at some kind of resistance, because your H4 wasn't. This candle here, the 8 o'clock candle, last candle to close before market open, isn't that resistance? You need a candle to be at resistance somewhere. So H1 right now is not at resistance. You can see there is resistance left-hand side over here. Okay. So if this now, if that is resistance, then this will produce a lower low on the M15 time frame. That lower low will produce a lower high, and you can then take the trade as long as it's bearish on lower time frames, M5 and M1. Okay. All right, cool. So, and then Aussie Kiwi. Of course, these are not trade recommendations. They're just discussions around for educational purposes of technical analysis. You'll do whatever you're going to do, and that will be your choice, of course. So you can see here, selling in out of position. No, I'm not a fan. But let's definitely put our Aussie USD on this time frame over here, on this watch list, and pop this on the weekly pivot for an H1 time frame. Okay. And we can simply recognize the fact that we've got this resistance over here. We've got this support over here. You're looking for a breakout of that. Breakout, pullback, sell. But make sure you got bearishness on lower time frames. Make sure you validate the trade and verify the trade. So we've got quite a few trades in the watch list. Who knows how many will work out? We know what our tactics are. So Swiss franc, Japanese yen, looking for that higher high, higher low. Let's draw that in there. We're saying like, okay, so there's potential to come down here. There's potential to come down here. There's a potential to go up and come up here. And then the potential is for this to go up to there. And let's just make this narrow so it can actually connect with those other two. There we go. And you are looking at that over there. So that's cool. So that's the Swiss franc. And then we've got the also this one over here. Does price come up? Does price pop up? And go into top of the range. Let's just block this into a trade like that. Okay, cool. You got that over there. Aussie USD. You can see, look at these green candles now coming up. This is so bearish, it should be dropping right now. It's not dropping. You can see it's that the M5 time frame really gives it away, right? In terms of look how this is not bearish. Like no lower lows, not suddenly coming up. So you know what to do in terms of verifying that. This over here. So look up 3 yen pairs and a dollar pair. Okay, cool. We'll see how these yens work out. So what these lines just mean basically is like it's either going to break out and pull back top of the range, come down to bottom of the range, come down to down here. What you're going to do is if price gets there, what I'm going to do is going to go lower time frames, just verify higher highs and higher lows across all the time frames, M15, M5, M1. And if I get those, then I know that's bullish and I can do whatever I need to do with that information. Cool. So 4 items on the watch list. Will any of them work out? Who knows? Probably not. We'll have to see. We know what to look out for. So just stay patient, stay disciplined, stay liquid, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.